Pranam. My instantaneous Kundalini awakening, it wasn't a moment long. It wasn't an afternoon long. It wasn't a day long. It was a week long awakening. So stay tuned with me till the end. And every day it unfolds another mystery, another awakening. So it's such a joy as well as very emotional moment to share this awakening experience with all of you. The good part about this awakening process is that I had a family friend who is my guru now, who was walking me through this experience step by step and every moment. I could not have done without him. My gratitudes are not enough. The words are not enough to express how thankful I am for his support, for his guidance. So this is the dedication to my guru, Anil Sagar. It was one afternoon, I was taking a nap and something unusual started happening. It was such a calm, peaceful day. And I had mentioned in another video of mine when I had stated, it's a calm before storm. I had no idea what was coming to me. And the reason I say it's instantaneous, because I wasn't a regular meditator. I wasn't doing any Kriya Yoga. I was a yogi since childhood. I was doing Hatha Yoga. But doing a regular Kriya Yoga, breathing techniques or meditation wasn't something in my diary. That wasn't something in my schedule. I was a busy woman running a business, mother of 2 teenage girls. So I had no time in my day for those activities. So that's why this is such a beautiful experience when you don't even know what the word Kundalini means. So stay tuned with me till the end. It was one late afternoon. I was taking a nap in my backyard. And all of a sudden, I started feeling unusual sensation. I didn't know what was happening. And then slowly, it started feeling like I had electric current passing through my whole body. It started from the tip of the toes, and it was going up through my legs, through my spine, and through my head. And then slowly, it felt like the electric current was turning into the fire. It felt extremely hot. My legs were burning. Then slowly, my lower back started burning. Then eventually, it was rising up the fire and crawling up on my spine. And this wasn't just a few seconds. I'm sure it must have lasted for quite some time, for a long time, as far as I could remember. Because that painful experience it felt eternal at that point. So the fire, the heat was rising up in my spine from a tip of the tailbone to slowly going up towards my neck. And then slowly it started building up the pressure. So first there was a pressure and heat in my entire body, in my legs. It started feeling so heavy. And every muscle, every cell of my body was on fire. There was just so much pressure built inside my body. It felt like it was going to burst. Then as the heat was rising up in my head, the head was filled with excruciating pressure and unbearable pain. It felt like it was just going to burst. I was not able to tolerate the pain. I have no words to describe the pain, the pressure that my whole body, including the head, was feeling. Then it started feeling that everything was just being pushed. It's like a vacuum sucked from my head. So it's sucking everything from my toes, from the legs, through my back, and it's vacuum everything from the top of my head, and it's pushing everything up. Like we're just about to blast off the rocket. That's what it felt like. Everything was just gushing out of my head. And along with that, as everything was gushing out, I felt my soul wanted to leave the body. And it's screaming, let me go, please let me be free. But body felt like it was holding it. Then eventually it felt everything was sucked with the vacuum, and my whole body became hollow from inside. There was nothing left except just the energy circulating. It was like a whirlwind inside. There was no organs left, no muscles, nothing, just the energy. And it's the flow of energy like tornado inside. And then everything is going in as a tornado and coming out of the head. I felt my body became dead. It was lying on the road with nothing left inside. I don't know how long this process lasted. I had no sense of time, and I do not want to capture this in words. But something had left, and then something came back. So once I got some sensation, some awareness, what was going on, the pain was still there. My body was still hollow. I had no energy. I could not move. Thankfully, I had my cell phone next to me. The first thing I did, that I texted our family friend / guru. And I briefly explained what just went through me. And I wanted to talk to him. However, he wasn't available. But as soon as I mentioned a few things, he instantaneously knew what was happening to me. And immediately, he didn't want to scare me. He didn't want to name anything. He just wanted to, at that point, text me back in a sense that I can hold on to without losing anything. He was just guiding me to hold on to it, to not resist, and just trusting what is happening, and something beautiful is happening. That's what he was trying to explain until he was able to call me. So again, this duration was very painful. And thankfully, as I mentioned, that these conversations were happening through the text messages. So I was able to retrieve after a few weeks and put it into a beautiful diary. So I will read some of the messages, which are so beautiful. As I'm mentioning, my head is bursting with pain. My body's lying homeless with head empty but hurting. So he's telling me either to walk barefoot on the grass or eat something, and I'm mentioning I cannot move. My eyes are closed. I feel my body is hollow from inside and storm of energy. I feel like my soul wants to leave. So basically, I'm going through what just went through. And once he was able to call me, he's explaining that with the greatest joy. He's saying it's a joyful event. And I'm responding, but it's not joyful for me. And he says, don't worry, it will soon be. And I'm still in the pain, saying, I cannot understand this. He is trying to distract me to talk to my kids. But again, I wasn't able to talk to anyone. And I said, Then my daughter came out just to check on me. She had no clue what happened to me. Just, of course, anybody looking at me physically, they would not know what just happened. And I told her, please call uncle and say mama is gone. And then immediately I realized if I would say this, she would be terrified. Uncle / guru would be terrified that what happened. But just these feelings, these experiences that I felt I'm gone was very scary at that point. And he stated, pray to Ma Shakti and ask for his blessings. Of course, and our rest of the conversation was over the phone, where he's just trying to calm me down. That was the rest of the evening. It did not stop, but I was exhausted, extremely exhausted. Again, the feeling of having like a dead body hadn't left me yet. I barely make it inside the house, and I went to bed. And 12:58 a.m., I'm texting him again. Something is happening in the body. He's asking, like what? And I said, I went through it all over again. So basically the experience I felt late in the afternoon / evening, I went through the same experience again at midnight at 1 a.m. There was energy running in the whole body. It's pulling it out. I'm scared. He's trying to tell me, please don't be scared. Let it happen. Surrender. And there we go. Surrender word. That's when I learned that word first time. But that's from the very first day, he's teaching me to surrender. And I'm still going deeper and deeper in surrender. And if I'm helping anyone and any other sadhak through our group sessions or any conversations, I always say surrender. So thank you, Guruji, for teaching me this very early when I didn't even know what the surrender means. And so it started at 12:58 a.m. It kept happening. And I'm saying it's painful. There's a strong pull from the head. And he's trying to calm me down. He's saying, I can assure you, nothing bad is happening to you. Don't resist. And I'm going again, it's painful. My back is killing me. My whole spine is being pulled. Head is bursting. He's saying, try to relax, don't resist. And I'm saying, wow, you exactly know what's happening to my body and what I'm doing. He stated, yes, you're a very lucky woman on this planet. Let it cleanse your body and mind. You will be free from all these ailments. Kundalini Shakti has awakened. I'm saying body is exhausted and dead again. And he's responding, it's going to meet Shiva on top of your head. You will know it all. Just silently chant Om Namah Shivaya. I'm praying to make your process easier. And I'm saying I have no energy to do anything. And again, he's guiding me to surrender and to relax. And I'm saying my body is in a resisting mode because it's very painful. And it's circling at the base of the spine and around the head. My feet are on fire. He's also again trying to explain me it's a life force running the whole planet. Let the process finish. Once it will meet Shiva, you will know it all. Focus on the head and relax. Then I stated, now I feel in my stomach. Then he's saying it's all chakras. Let the Shakti do her work. Let the energy do her work and surrender. It's cleansing all your blockages. So it started at 12:58 and it ended at 2:33. So second round of the Kundalini awakenings one just happened. The third night, it's same thing happened. Pulling the energy, it's pulling my legs, it's pulling my arms, it's feeling in my hands. It's happening again. The entire body is in a painful resisting mode. I wasn't even able to walk. I'm saying then in the morning, I'm saying nothing is interesting me anymore. I'm not able to understand who I am, who is around me. I just want to sit and meditate. I cannot do any house chores. I cannot do any of my daily activities. And he's stating again, it's wonderful. Everything will be okay in a few days. So that was the third day. And what I saw the pattern that it happened in one afternoon, then it happened the same night, the second night, and then the third night. So that was the fourth round. Same thing, 2:35 a.m. My arms and legs are on fire. Energy is pulling out of my both hands. It's pulling my whole arm. It's been happening for half an hour. And the energy is running in entire spine. But my arms are so heavy with the energy that I cannot even move. It's so intense. So that night was mostly affecting my arms. It's so painful that I cannot bear. As you said, it's cleansing everything from inside. It's an experience. And again, he's trying to calm me down, not to resist. But again, it was so difficult that the body was just going in a resisting mode. I was scared still. Although on one hand, I had got the trust from the guru that something beautiful is happening. But again, it was still scary due to the experience of the pain and the fire and heat. It was so uncomfortable. And the lower back was painful again. And I was witnessing. So it started around 2:30 a.m. and it was going until 6:30. The next morning, the fifth or the fourth morning, now it was happening in my throat chakra. My throat chakra was on fire and it woke me up at 2:39 a.m. It was painful, but I think by that time I was getting used to of my pain. So I was just watching it with the surrender. The fire, the heat, everything. My legs were so heavy. There was so much energy circulating in my head. And again, because how the Guruji was training me, I was just observing. So here we go. Another word I learned, of course, not at that time, but now when I go back and look at my experiences, what I went through. First, he taught me so deeply how to surrender and then to observe. And this is what we do in non-duality, in Advaita. We are just observer. We're not a doer. So this is what was engraved by Guru, how to just observe and not to resist. Just, he was guiding me to thank the energy, the divine energy, and just say your gratitude and surrender. The fifth morning or the sixth morning, 2:45 a.m. But at this point again, my body had gone used to of bearing the pain. It was flowing in a whole body, but it was more peaceful now. Sometimes it was magnifying, exponential level, where it feels like it's going to blast up the whole body, and then it will calm down. So it was so beautiful that what I learned and what Guruji taught me, that wherever there was a blockage, so it was going through these last 7 days, it was going through each and every cell of my body. And when it had cleaned, it was peaceful. But when there were still blockages, it was painful. again, I was texting him, and then I stopped, and I'm mentioning it here that again there was a time lapse. I believe I was gone. I was not here. And it was a very emotional process. I wrote it here too. This is so emotional, that what was happening to me. And it was emotional and beautiful at the same time, because my body, my mind, nothing was in preparation of this magnificent experience. And the last day, which is, it goes on. It goes on. Again, it's in the middle of the night, early morning. My head and face is very hot. I'm trying to put the ice pack, it's still not helping. And everything was again on fire. Guruji is telling me it's a process of becoming a God woman. That word just gave a little bit of more strength that I can do this in order to go through what I was about to become. So I can go on and on and on, but basically my experience started in one afternoon and it lasted for 7 days. It one after another, all the chakras, all the cells of the body were being thoroughly cleaned. And then the next phase started after, once the experience was over, which was even more difficult. But this journey was so significant and so beautiful and dear to me, which I did not know at that time. But now I know the more deeper value, that everyone who is walking in the spiritual path wants to have their Kundalini awaken. And so many people try so hard, where I was blessed with divine. And I cannot thank enough. And I do not take this for granted. And therefore, the next few months were very difficult, but it helped me become who I am today. I could not have imagined the life that is now and how it was before. So thank you, Ma Shakti. Thank you, Universal Energy. Thank you, Guruji. / Anil Sagar. Pranam.